Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tyngsborough School Committee meeting, Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. I officially call this meeting to order. I'll remind everyone that these meetings are audio and video recorded, and we will start with introductions to my left.
Sharon Fairbanks.
Robert Mullen.
Good evening, Julie Guistucci.
Mike Moran.
Good evening, Mark Branco, Assistant Superintendent.
Hi, Mike Flanagan, Superintendent.
Anthony Tinnerell.
Ryan McMahon.
Paul Litchell.
Amy Pazerski.
Joe Messina, Business Administrator.
Sophia Campbell, Student Representative.
AJ Moore, Student Representative.
Yes. All right. If I could ask everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, I'll seek a motion to approve the April 23rd, 2019 School Committee minutes and the April 8th, 2019 Tri-Board meeting minutes.
Make that motion. Second.
Any conversation? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries 7-0-0. Correspondence.
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to bring attention to the committee, two emails I received recently. I believe all the committee members were CC'd on email from a regional school committee member out in Amherst, Pelham, Massachusetts regarding charter school tuition reimbursement. No official action has been taken on that change to the tuition reimbursement. I would just remind the committee that that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Chapter 70 per se and or funding for the public schools. The charter school reimbursement comes off the top of the cherry sheets. So I don't know if it's the position of the Tyngsborough School Committee to take any kind of action with Senator Kennedy. Certainly more than welcome to if we wanted to sign onto that letter and request his support with that. To really dive down into the numbers, Joe and I spent a good deal of time on this on Monday looking at it. Basically right now, any change in the charter school enrollment or tuition over the previous year is funded at 100% reimbursement, 25%, 25%, 25%, 25% for the next 4 years. All this proposal says is anything that's changed over 1 year above and beyond will be funded at 100%, 60%, and 40%. And I think it's an attempt and an effort to better capture the student population at that school and not have reimbursement spread out over 5 years. To be able to dig down to a specific number, Joe and I'm not sure we could get there if we had to. So I can't validate or verify that number that was given to you, nor can I project what it will be next year or in the outset years. But I just want to acknowledge that I did receive that, and Joe and I did do our due diligence looking at that, and just kind of answer any questions we can from there. Hope that email if anyone has any. And then as I spoke with Senator Kennedy, as you know, the Senate released their budget today, so we will be getting breakdowns of what that exactly means. I know that they did go up in Chapter 70 funding, which is good. And I know they went up in fully funded circuit breaker, and they went up in special ed regional transportation. So the budget looks better from the Senate side. Of course, we know that has to go to the conference committee, and we'll see where the budget goes from there. But it is an improvement above both the governor's and the House's budget. So details to come on that. And that's it for correspondence.
All right. Share the success. The last. Share the success for Sophie.
Congratulations to this May Students of the Month, Isabel Mubiru, Karen Fraser-Mines, Emma Strong, and Ashlyn Burns. The THS Theater program has started performing their last show of the year at Les Mis. I heard it was great. I haven't been to it yet, but there are 2 this weekend. Spanish students at the high school went on a field trip last week to practice their Spanish, learn the flamenco style of dance, and try new cuisine at the Casa Romero restaurant in Boston. The TPS band played at the Great East Festival and was awarded Platinum, the highest honor, for their performance. Students at TMS made fleece blankets for the homeless as part of a service project, and the Tyngsborough robotics team won outstanding documentation at their botball tournament 2 weeks ago. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I can jump in at one
Yes.
point here. Sophie, we just want to say thank you so much for the work you've done. You're officially pretty much done for the meeting except your final thoughts, but we want to recognize you now. The work you've done this year has been incredible. You've been a tremendous advocate for the high school and all the students in the district. You've been an outstanding representative of the student body at THS. We're very proud of you. We wish you the best of luck next year at Harvard. Don't forget about us. Make sure you come back and visit us. I know Ella's still in the building, so you'll be back around. But really, really just thrilled with the work you did this year. We're very, very proud of you. So I think the chair has a little something for you. Just to say thank you, a little token of our appreciation.
So on behalf of the entire school committee, good luck, congratulations.
Thank you.
Always well prepared for a meeting, so we appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. It's been a great experience.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So now, Mr. Chair, I think 9B out of order probably makes sense.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to take 9B out of order.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? That carries 7-0.
So KJ, you have a tough act to follow here, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested in being the student rep to the Tyngsborough School Committee, and if you don't mind sharing with the committee the process you went through to get here and that kind of thing.
So I'm KJ Moore. I've been going to school for a while, and I was given the opportunity to be student representative when they voted, and I was one of the kids voted in. And when I was given a chance, I decided to take it because I get to talk to a lot of kids in school as a member. I'm part of the dogs team, the bio builder clubs. I was here before.
You were here earlier.
Yeah.
And I play soccer and tennis, so I get to meet a lot of different kids. So lots of different groups of kids, and I'm able to take their thoughts and bring it to people like you that can actually make a difference. So that's what I wanted to do. Kind of have an opportunity to hear a lot of kids in the school, and then relay their thoughts onto you.
That's great. I think one of the things we're going to see potentially is an expanded role for KJ next year as this committee decided to really find out what the pulse is of the middle school and have KJ maybe lead some meetings at TMS. So the role's going to change a little bit for you, KJ, over the next course of the year. But we're excited to have you, and I think this is a great transition for you this evening.
Yes, absolutely. Congratulations on being selected.
Thank you.
It's a selection of his peers.
It
So,
is.
That's awesome.
And you had to write an essay.
welcome.
You had to write something. Did you have to write something as well?
Yeah, I had to write an essay.
Yeah. So,
We'll open it up.
Well, welcome, and Sophia, thank you for your service. KJ, hopefully everything is be a great year next year. We've got a lot of projects that are going on with the middle school building project and things like that. We can see how they're done from the inside, and how we get to the things that you guys get to see and do and use.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
All right, you're official. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Welcome, KJ.
Thank you.
Please don't be shy. If you have any questions, ask us. We're here to listen to you, as you so well put. We want to be the voice of the students. We want to hear that voice. Okay?
All right.
So don't hold back on us. All right? Sophia, best of luck.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Congratulations on everything, and thanks for being a great rep this year.
Thank you so much.
Now,
So you don't want to add anything else?
well, I mean, if you want.
All right, you're officially it, KJ. Subcommittee update. I don't believe we have any this evening. Personnel.
2 action items. We've noticed a letter of resignation to Mr. Grossman, TMS Theater, teacher after 8 years. He's pursuing a high school position in another community. And Joellen Riley, paraprofessional for over 32 years in the Tyngsborough Public Schools, has announced that she's going to retire. So,
Prior to that.
really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Interesting.
Number
Wow.
of years before that.
So thank you, Joellen, for your incredible service.
Yes. Good luck to both of them. Unfinished business.
So, Mr. Chair, the first update is about the Valley Collaborative Project. As you know, the project was going out to bid a month ago, and it really basically had two central components. It had an HVAC system that we were getting a bid on, and it had a window replacement that we were getting a bid on. Under each of those bids, there were different file sub-bids that came in. I'm happy to say that 4 out of 5 bids came in right where we anticipated them. The problem is one of the bids came in significantly higher. we had projected the cost of the HVAC system to be about $800,000. The bid came in at $1.5 million. That being said, I went back to Valley Collaborative. Ms. Messina and I had a meeting with Executive Director Chris Scott, and kind of got a sense of what do you want to do? How do we want to proceed with this? And much to, we were very pleased to hear that Dr. Scott is very committed to being in that building. And the Valley Collaborative is looking to provide additional funding, significant additional funding to close the gap and make that building theirs over the next 10 years. So we're still working out the details of that, but I wanted to let the committee know that I have an executive board meeting tomorrow with 4 members of the board of directors to talk about the bids and talk about why that bid came in so high, significantly higher. We actually went as far as bringing an outside project management team to look at the 2 bids and assess why there was such a gap in one. And we learned that the original bid of $800,000 really didn't address the structural needs of that school, such as, poking holes in roofs without putting in the proper supports and things like that, and pounding through concrete without reinforcing it with steel and things like that. So, so the original bid that we were working off of lacked some of the necessary safety parameters. So that being said, working with Valley Collaborative, we'll have a better sense of where we are tomorrow and Thursday, as I have an e-board meeting tomorrow and an executive board meeting on Thursday. But I'm very pleased to say that the Valley Collaborative has been an outstanding partner. They really appreciate the school, and they're willing to make sure that they can be in there for the next 10 years. So that's where we are in terms of the Valley Collaborative project. That being said, the timelines this summer, it's a tight window right now. We're hopeful that we can get the work done this summer, which is why we kind of expedited the e-board and the board of directors meeting. So we're hopeful to at least get the HVAC system going for the summer.
Student exchange program.
So this is good news. As you know, Mr. Mitchell actually brought us to become involved in the student exchange program a couple of years ago, and we went through the necessary process and paperwork, and we took all the steps. And congratulations to Kate Tran and Jeff Ogden. They did everything they needed to do for that to be successful. The problem was we didn't have any candidates. Well, I'm pleased to say tonight that we have 2 confirmed students coming next year from Spain. There's a little bit of a bio in your backup that you can read about that, and that'll speak to the students, when they're coming, and the cost, the revenue that'll generate for the school system. So great work to Mrs. Trainer and Mr. Ogden for making that happen. One of the students is coming for 1 semester, and the other student's coming for the entire year. Neither student will be required to take the MCAS, nor will they be graduating from Tyngsborough, so that actually makes the transfer of credits much easier for us as a district. But and ironically, next year our students are traveling to Spain, so it actually works out very well. We're going to have 2 Spanish students here that can maybe kind of tell us the lay of the land, I guess. So all good with the student exchange program. Our goal obviously is to start small and hopefully grows. So we're excited that we have those 2 students coming.
And any additional revenue is greatly appreciated.
We do like revenue.
So would that allow our students to go to other places, like because it's like an
That's a different program. This is just a
this is
We
just
host program.
to get hosts.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can certainly explore that too.
Yeah.
And we talked about host families. They would be.
Yeah, so that's actually in the backup of this as well. There's the call to families that interested in potentially hosting students.
All right.
So the high school, we advertising that and putting that out.
Nice. All right, new business. Second read on policy 3.10.
3.10, staff use of technological resources was in your Dropbox for you to read, and this is the second read. So we just need to get a motion from the chair.
Make a motion to accept policy 3.10 as a policy.
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right, carry 700. Introduction of new student representative. We already did that. KJ, you only got introduced once, buddy. Extended day program.
So, Mr. Chair, I just want to inform the committee right now, we're in the preliminary process of seeking vendors to potentially look at or make a proposal to run a before and after school program at TES. The history behind this, as you know, for years, we've, years and years ago, the YMCA ran the program at TES. That came to be somewhat problematic, and we took the program on ourselves. As such, parents, viewing that as an extension of the school day. And there's a tuition base that goes with it. But what we'd like to do is look at potentially working with some vendors on the outside to make the program more educational and make it more grounded in curriculum. Whether it's STEM, they offer Mandarin, they offer Spanish, they offer all different programs for kids before and after school. Right now, our program is, it's a good program, but it's more of a daycare program than anything else. So we're looking at enriching that program and maybe seeing what the vendors would be able to afford the district to offer this program here and obviously provide some kind of revenue to the district and take that program out of the hands of the elementary school and really have it be substantially separate from the elementary program. They've generally, historically have hired teachers and paraprofessionals from TES. And these vendors hire these employees to run the program because they know the students, they know the school. But certainly nothing is even close to being completed or finalized. I will bring that back before the committee. But I wanted to let you know that it's intrigued us a little bit. We've had preliminary conversations about it. We see it as another potential revenue source for the district, as a cost share that goes with it. What we don't want to do is put a burden on our parents of our community so that this program costs significantly more than what they're paying right now. But if we can bring a program into the district that can potentially do what we do in a better, more educationally sound way and produce revenue for the district, I think it's worth us certainly exploring at this point. So I just wanted to kind of get that out there in front of the committee. Joe and I have drafted a very brief, generic scope of project that we'll send out to different companies that do it. I know AlphaBest is one that does it, Springboard does it, Apollo does it. There are multiple companies that do this and see if it becomes financially worthwhile for us as a district to pursue.
So you're hoping to get more kids through this?
So generally what happens is it would increase the student population. I think one of the things that we find at the elementary school right now is some of our parents aren't signing up because we shut down over February and April vacation. And parents who want daycare need that because they're still working, and winter break as well, and on the early release days and things like that. So this outside vendor would still afford the program during those times.
So it wouldn't be housed at the elementary school?
It would be housed at the elementary school. Yep, but they would be overseeing it.
You would just keep the school open for that?
It's open anyways for rec programs and everything, yeah. And our custodians are there working anyways,
Okay.
Have you thought about which grades is gonna be available for yet?
all of them,
Full elementary.
yeah. Pre-K to 5, the same, we want to model the same program we're doing right now, essentially. Then, the other thing that these vendors do, and if you want to talk about summer programming and things like that, enrichment opportunities, it would be cool to expand that to middle school students. They have the Lego competition series.
They'll have Lego robotics programs, they'll have STEM programs, they'll have science programs where they have like young engineer programs. Some of them will offer a fine arts component where they'll be doing a summer musical or a summer short one-act plays. I've seen Math Explorer camps and young Poet Society kind of programs. So some of that could be an extension through middle school, and particularly during the school year one of the elementary would just give us some serious, robust programming that's also a little fluid. So whatever's current, that's where we struggle. At not only we have great people working really hard, but it's the currency of programming that I think is really powerful for doing it this way too. So.
So you already have a bus that comes from this campus to the elementary school campus.
Yes,
So that would just continue to be used for that. type of
Correct.
transportation,
Correct.
so
You
can
could do that.
open it up.
yeah, it would be great. It would be great. And one of the things they offer too is I'm going to call it a Charlie card, where you can buy 10 to 15 days because some parents don't necessarily need every Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Some parents travel, so it provides some flexibility in programming, which we can't afford to parents right now. So I think it's a win for the community in that A, it could provide us revenue, B, it would provide a more robust educational program for the kids, and C, it gaps fills areas that were not available right now for parents. Those vacations, those weekends, and if it can expand into the summer at an affordable rate, I think that's potentially all good, and it's just another option for our kids. So that's all we're trying to do is expand opportunities for kids.
My only concern would be that, at some point in time, kids need to go out and blow off some steam. So if these programs are dynamic programs where they're not sitting in front of a computer.
No,
They are, yeah.
So one of the things, I actually spoke to the one today, she was at the conference in London, and what they're trying to do is bring cricket to 1 million students in the United States. So cricket, teaching cricket how to play would be one of the facets of the component, so it's got the physical.
That'd be what I'd be interested in, is I get concerned when the only focus is learning Mandarin.
Yep.
Math, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it needs to be.
No, they're still kids, there's still snack time, there's still break, there's still go burn off some energy, they understand that.
Another one I saw was called backyard games, because a lot of people are saying kids don't know how to play in the backyard. Whether it's bags and boards or badminton or whatever traditional games, old folks like us who used to play in the backyard at a barbecue. It's basically backyard barbecue games. So I think that fear is there. I think it'll be pretty balanced if you get the right programming.
Well, that would be my concern.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll explore that, we're gonna do some homework and see what's out there and what the district could potentially benefit from, and we'll bring it back to the committee in June if we get anything, hopefully we get something. So I just wanted to keep you in the loop on that initiative.
Appointment of the fiscal year 20 member at large for the Fields Joint Jurisdiction of Schools and Recreations Department.
It's a mouthful. So essentially, this is the position that we had Ryan in, it's our annual appointment.
Yep.
It's Mandy.
Yes. So if I could get a motion to approve Emmanuel Pena, Supervisor of Building and Grounds, as the member at large for the Fields under the Joint Jurisdiction of the School Recreation Department.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any further discussion?
So, does Annie come off now?
No, Annie's on.
Right.
Isn't it every other year? I thought we switched.
Annie's on. This is
He's filling Ryan's spot,
no, he's filling Ryan Guthrie's spot, right? Annie's kind of like a field co-director with Allison.
Okay.
This is just representative about the maintenance and whatnot.
So is the selectman appointed member this year?
That I don't know. Colin reached out.
We alternate every other year.
That's what Ryan's saying. This is.
FY20 is the school committee's year to appoint.
So I take that back. Then this was not Ryan Guthrie's position. I
Ryan
apologize.
was filling in for George Triakis, which was a 2018 position.
I got it. All right. So
this is our year to
so I don't know who Manny succeeded. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Ryan was in for 2018.
Yep. So there should
But
be
only for a
somebody
couple
on the other
months.
side. Should be somebody on the
I thought
recreation
we each
side.
had one permanent member, and then there's an alternating member.
He's right. You're right.
So
Mandy's our
wouldn't Mandy be
permanent
the
member?
permanent, and then
Manny would be our appointment for this year. Ryan must not have been the appointment for last year.
Ryan was filling in for George.
Well, that must have been the permanent member. And
So let me get clarification on this, and I'll send you an email. So I know exactly what we're talking about here. I apologize for that, but regardless, Colin needs our school committee appointment, and historically, it's always been Manny, or that position.
So all those in favor of Mr. Pena?
I,
Aye. Opposed? That carries 7-0-0. Good luck, Mr. Pena. Finance, Mr. Messina.
Bills always lend a moment of clarity for the committee. We had 13 bill warrants presented tonight. All have been signed and returned to me. The list of warrant numbers, accounts, and amounts are in your drive. For signing of payroll, there were 2 payrolls since we last approved them. The payroll of April 15th and April 29th. In your drive is the warrant number and the amounts for that. And there is nothing else under other.
Wow. So before we get into the school committee discussion, Sophie's not the only person whose last meeting this is this evening. That is also Amy's last meeting. She's been with us 4 years. She's chosen not to run again. So we'd like to thank you for your time on the committee and all your stuff. We can grab a couple things here.
Oh, stuff.
We also got you a pledge.
Thank you.
Appreciation. There's some flowers for you.
Thank you.
So thank you for all your time. We'll be introducing your replacement at our next meeting.
Yes.
But I will open it to the committee for our regular committee discussion. Ms. Fairbanks?
Melissa, thank you.
I have nothing tonight.
Wow,
I don't either. Melissa.
You're all set. Oh, well, I just want to make a minor comment. I'm talking to some students who were coming back from college, this past year, and Tyngsborough's done a really good job of preparing those students. So you don't have to worry, but you are prepared. Even though it is Harvard, you will be prepared. Tyngsborough's done a fantastic job. A lot of the feedback is, I can't believe how, I want to say it, that some of the students aren't up to par with some of our students who are out there. And this is across the board, it's just not my dollar sign, so really good effort. Yeah. Good job to the teachers of Tyngsborough.
Right.
That's all.
Sophie, good luck. It's great having you. Amy, thank you for your service and your time. We appreciate it.
Sophie?
I guess I just want to say thank you again for this opportunity, and good luck next year. The middle school thing, I don't know exactly what that is, but one of the middle schoolers actually did talk to me about the school committee, and he interviewed me, so I think in about 3 years you're going to have someone that wants this position that's really passionate about this. So thank you again.
And that's part of actually having this rep also, is to get the younger kids involved in and get their thoughts out as well. So, but we'll be spending some time over the next 3-4 weeks. Got some graduations coming up.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
So,
Fun times.
Mr. Messina?
I did see Les Mis on Saturday night. The theater kids both on stage and behind the scenes. Excellent job. Made me run out and get a ticket for Friday night, just so I could see it again. The band, I actually chaperoned the band their trip to the Great East Festival. Platinum Award, they played great. The adjudicators that worked with them were stunned by the amount of middle schoolers that were on that band. Had the middle schoolers raise their hands and actually say, for the type of sound that they're getting out of that band, with 7th and 8th graders playing along with the high schoolers, and that grade level, it's almost preschool at grade 6 when you're looking at it. If you're on my webpage, on the school webpage, I actually tweeted out a video of one of their performances, so you're welcome to go see that. And just wanted to welcome KJ. I think I've known KJ since kindergarten. Amazing that the FY20 kids are actually gonna be graduating this time next year, which is a little scary for me personally, but I wanna wish KJ well and thank Amy and Sophie for serving this year. Thank you.
Amy?
So it's been a lot of fun. No, I learned a lot, and it was a good experience for me. And hopefully, I'll be on another committee building a school with you guys soon. So, thanks.
KJ, you're welcome. We'll hopefully have a nice year next year. And look forward to some of the new and different things that we've got planned. Sophia, have fun at Harvard. Don't forget us after you all get through, because Tyngsborough could always use a couple of thoughtful people around. Amy, it's a pleasure serving with you. I know that you're going to continue to serve in the community and do the things that help make this community as great as it has been for me and for your family. Keep it up. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, Amy.
Thanks.
See you around.
Yeah.
It's the same age, so.
See you tomorrow.
Sophie, good luck. I'm really glad that 4-day kindergarten paid off for you.
Yeah.
KJ, welcome. Look forward to a good year with you.
Pat Collier?
So you never once complained about the pay?
She's getting paid.
No. Well, there was like a couple of jackets and stuff, so.
Thank you for the past 4 years, and undoubtedly we'll be working together on the school building committee moving forward. Hopefully we get that through the feasibility study part of the town. But thank you for everything, I really do appreciate it. I had the opportunity last week to go to lunch with Sophie and Christian Point as we went to the Merrimack Valley Superintendent luncheon to recognize academic scholars in our district. And I can't tell you the great sense of pride you have when you stand there before everyone in the region, 29 other superintendents in the district, and say, these are two of our best and brightest, heading off to Harvard and heading off to Cornell. Tyngsborough Public Schools does a good job, and we have great kids. And we're so excited for everything you're gonna end up doing in your future. So it was a great time last week, and I appreciate everything you do. KJ, welcome. Looking forward to a great year and all that comes with it. I do have to say, I hope we all recognize that we are in the middle of Teacher Appreciation Week. And you alluded to it earlier, Mike, you're absolutely right. It comes down to teachers in the classroom. What we do is try to provide them the supports they need to be as successful as possible. But I think we're blessed each and every year as we reflect on this week every year. We have incredible teachers in this district. We have teachers that first and foremost invest in kids, that personalize the learning for kids, that connect with kids. And yeah, they know their academic subject as well. You can't get to the content if you can't connect with kids. And I think our teachers do a great job of first making that relationship and connection. So thank you to the teachers in the district for all you do. You are truly what drives this district. So that's all I have.
Thank you. I'll echo everyone else's. Again, thank you, Amy, for 4 years. I don't think people realize how much time actually it goes into this. And it's a lot. And for a volunteer group, I think we do a pretty good job. So thank you for that. Sophia, again, congratulations. KJ, welcome. We do have a need for an executive session this evening to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health, rather than professional competence of an individual, or to discuss the discipline or dismissal of, or complaints or charges brought against the public official, employee, staff member, or individual. We will return from executive session only to adjourn the regular session meeting. This action requires a motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
In
Roll
favor.
call.
In favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Favor.
Wasn't ready for that.
In favor.
Do you want to give me a-
Dr. Flanagan was typing on the screen while I was trying to read that.
I think I'm just kind of-
No, thank you and have a good night.